this whole time, there was a message there. This movie doesn't have a hero or heroines. It's like, if feelings can talk and interact, how will it be in a movie? Kirti is fame, Rati is enjoyment, wife is responsibility, me is everyone's ego. I think the only solution is to watch this again with a different mindset. Now that we understand, now that we know that these are all metaphors, you know, maybe we should go back and try to understand every scene. And I feel like that's a big thing about Upendra films. Decoding, looking for clues, looking for, like, when I saw that every scene of, was it Kirti? Every time she was in a scene, or every time there was like rain. So rain was a part of it also. And it was symbolism. So this whole movie is symbolism. The whole idea of this was like very symbolic. All the time we were judging if he is good or bad. That is basically us. Everyone has two sides. Yeah, so basically we have the choice of good and evil, right? So I think that's the main message here. Good and evil, and it talks about greed also. So it's one of those movies that makes you think. I was confused from the beginning until the end, but then the climax, I was like, okay, now I understand, like, the message here. Not 100%, honestly. Obviously, I think you have to watch it again. Honestly, let me know, how many times have you watched this film? If you're watching this, like, how many times did you watch Upendra to try to understand it? So it's really well written, and it's confusing up to a point that you try to understand it outside the box, right? If you look at with normal, like, eyes, looking at, oh, this is a person and this is his personality, if you look at that way, you won't understand a thing, I would suppose. But if you're looking at it in a different metaphoric way, then you can understand. When his wife appears every time rain appears, so lover is a sunny day and Kirti is windy. So, yeah, I guess you need to watch it a lot. Guys, what is your interpretation of this film? What is your interpretation? Because I think everyone kind of has their own interpretation, and I would like to know if Upendra himself talks about this, if he explains what is in his mind when he's writing this. And it's funny and crazy. How does somebody sit and write a movie like this, a script like this, and all strings they attach at the end? You know, the thing I saw about this film is that it starts with a storyline and then it goes back, and then it explains bit by bit, and when you think you understood something, it goes back and makes you confused again, and you should watch it until the end until you understand it. So it is something that is difficult to decipher and decode, but he always tells what you understand is what it is. Okay, so yeah, so what you take from this movie is what it means to you, right? I think that's what he aims. Guys, this was a very unique film. Like, I've never seen anything like this. It's very unique. I think the editing is a little bit over the top, very dramatic, you know. A lot of replays, a lot of zooms, a lot of boomerang, like going back and forward. Camera movement. It's a little bit quirky for modern times. So I think that in terms of the editing and the camera movement, I think nowadays it's not the type of film that would attract many people who are used to modern editing. So the acting and the writing is the best part. The soundtrack also is interesting. It also has a message there, but I think the sound editing is also a little bit outdated nowadays. But this movie is from 25 years ago. Like, there are some, but it's not the fault of the film. It's just that movies like this inspire other movies, like The Matrix, for example. It inspired so many other movies. So people tend to copy a few elements, like the soundtrack, or I mean the sound design. So when you look back, it's overused. You know what I mean? And that means that it didn't stand the test of time. I'm saying this as a person who is watching a 1999 film in 2024. So it's a 25-year-old film. So what I liked about it was the storyline. It's confusing, but at the end you understand. The quality of writing, the acting. And what I didn't like so much was the quirky editing, you know, the replays, but it's something that I don't like anyways. The replays, like, it feels a little bit different, like you're watching a film and there's a replay in the film. For me, that I never enjoyed that type of thing. So that's a personal taste. So I think that's the only critique I have, but it's not something that would put you off from the movie. But at the end of the day, it takes a very smart person to write something like that. And, you know, it takes even a smarter person to understand the message. You know what I'm saying? Because of the hidden message, obviously, they explained at the end that the three women were different. What is it again? Fame, enjoyment, and responsibility. I mean, you can have all three, but you need to be very balanced with it. It is interesting, though, because you can enjoy yourself, you can be famous, and you can have responsibility, right? It's something I need to marinate on. I need to think and maybe rewatch a few scenes to try and kind of like grasp the whole meaning. But it's one of those films that keeps you talking about it, right? And it would be very interesting if somebody, like if you're a YouTuber watching this and you want to talk to me and discuss about the film, that would be interesting to have your insight. You know, sometimes I like discussing about films and trying to extract most of it. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reaction, and we will see you on the next film. So let me know what I should react to next.
Now you can get full access to exclusive content, special reactions to shows, series, anime, full movies, and even request a video of your choice. Just become a YouTube member or join Buy Me a Coffee today. Find out more, the link is in the description.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right.